You guys, I've been in the lab cooking, and we about to taste the results. Okay, so I'm just going to jump back in here right where I left off. And if you don't remember where I left off, check out my older videos and catch up with us. But everyone that follows me knows that I believe that the Americas and the other continents and countries together combined would be Atlantis. But the Americas are the center stage of Atlantis. You guys also know that I also talked about the Yakub theory and how he was banished to Patmos Island, where he created these beings or human hybrids that would now be later called the yellow, brown, and white man. Well, I got a treat for you all out there. I actually found a book that talks about these people's history. Because one thing we not going to do is not talk about these people's history, because they talk about our history and in fact they've stolen our identity over the years. But who are you? Talk about your history and where you came from. So that's what I plan to get into this video tonight. So grab your snacks, grab your drink, and we about to get into it. Now let's get into this first part that I thought was very interesting. It describes them, their appearance, and just their temperament and how they interact with real human beings. The picture drawn by medieval authors of the appearance and life of the wild man is thus very largely a negative one, dominated by the loss or absence of faculties which make of human beings what they are. The wild man may be without the faculty of human speech, the power to recognize or conceive of the divinity. That makes sense, right? While they're not connected to the Most High at all, these other groups, just pay attention. They are not spiritually inclined like the Negroes. Moving on, it says, or the usual meaning processes of the mind, meaning they can't even conceive the divinity. Even if they want to, they can't recognize it or process it. Okay, of this kind of magnitude. It said it's a creature human only in overall physical appearance, but so degenerate that to call him a beast were more than an empty metaphor. So they basically look, even a beast is better than these things. Now, moving on to their habitat and their manner of life. It goes on to say how the wild man shunned human contact, settling, if possible, in the most remote and inaccessible parts of the forest, and making his bed in crevices, caves, or the deep shadow of overhanging branches. Don't that also kind of sound like Bigfoot? Here's another part that I thought was interesting. And these behavior patterns really remind me of them folks, because it goes on to say how the wild man had to defend his life at all times. He lived around savage beasts. He lived in the deep forest. So, he always was on defense. And very territorial, and most likely very possessive. Now, this next part explains, to me personally, the behavior patterns of them folks and their dealings with the Negro, okay? And why they always copy everything we do, everything we say, why they must be around us, even though it seems like they hate us, right? It goes on to say, God had not created the wild man in his present lowly estate. Instead, the creature had been brought to his condition by the loss of mind, by upbringing among beasts, or by outrageous hardships, all conditions which tended to depress man to something less than human. Now tell me that particular behavior pattern we still see today. Look at our prisons. Look at those detention centers, those ICE detention centers, you guys. They are filthy. They are less than human conditions, right? It's still prevalent today. Their patterns, their behaviors, how they act. And they telling themselves at every turn, this passage just said how the Most High did not create them. I mean, have you guys ever seen that show Hoarders? It's mostly them folks on there, and they live absolutely disgusting. I mean, don't you just think like, how the hell could you possibly live this goddamn filthy? But I digress. Now, getting back to how they already admitted that the Most High did not create them, let's take a look at this video to see exactly who did. Now, check this small video clip out, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
Humans and chimpanzees share a high degree of DNA similarity, but the exact percentage may vary depending on how it is measured. Some sources say that humans and chimps share 98.8% of their DNA sequence, while others say that it is almost 99% identical.
Okay, you guys leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about that video. I want to hear what you guys got to say about that. Now, this passage goes on to say how the wild man actually can go back and descend to its original state. Okay, it said it was not usually regarded as irrevocable, but as amenable to change through alteration. Okay, with removal of the conditions that had caused the lapse from human status, the wild man was thought capable of resuming his place among men. Okay, so now do you guys see why they must be around us all the time? Because they have to continue getting energy from us, that real human energy from the Negroes. You know, that's why it just seems like if black people decided to move to Mars, these people will follow us there. You guys, it's all for their survival, literally. Now, remember, you guys, we are in the last days of Gentile system. Not the end of the world, but the end of the wild man system that we're under. We are in the last days. In fact, we are in the last weeks. The system has been crumbling every single day. But I want to leave you guys comfort with this scripture, Jeremiah 30:16, and put a little rest to your mind. It says, therefore all that they devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all thy prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Okay, these people are going into slavery. I keep telling you guys that it's not a joke. The Most High's words never come back void. They are going into slavery. And I'm going to prove to you how they were our slaves originally. I have images and proof of that, but that's for another video. Now, let me know if you guys want me to continue this series or exposing their folks' history, because we have to speak loud. We have to gain traction with this, because that's the only way these chains are going to fall off of us even more, you guys. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Holla.